So we're jumping right into a rescue mission that's already underway. But the first clue doesn't take our team to some dark alley or a remote warehouse. No, it leads them somewhere hidden in the most obvious spot you can imagine. A place that exists right under our feet. The team arrives at this massive, noisy spaghetti junction of interstates. I mean, think about it. It's a place thousands of people drive over every single hour, but nobody ever thinks to look underneath it all. It's kind of the perfect hiding spot, isn't it? Right in the center of everything, yet completely invisible. All right, so the mission is pretty straightforward on paper. Find a missing person named Anthony. The team's only real lead is a GPS ping from his car, which has been found abandoned somewhere in the guts of this concrete jungle. And sure enough, inside a service garage, tucked away in a tunnel, they find the car. The scene is unsettling. Doors are wide open, art supplies are scattered everywhere, the registration confirms it belongs to Anthony, and the keys, they're still in the ignition. The hood is even a little bit warm. You see all that, and it hits you. This wasn't a planned trip. This was an abduction. A tracking dog, Rex, is on the scene to pick up the trail. But here's where things get weird. Instead of heading further down the modern concrete service tunnel, Rex veers off and leads the team to a totally different opening, one that looks much, much older. This is the moment they leave the world we know behind. And this slide just perfectly maps out their descent into the unknown. They go from that modern service tunnel to what feels like an old 1880s timber-framed mine shaft. From there, they emerge into a huge abandoned subway station and finally into a massive storm drain. With every single step, the environment gets older, darker, and you just know, a lot more dangerous. Inside that old mine shaft, the sandy floor is weirdly smooth. There are no footprints at all. Well, except for one long, continuous drag mark. I mean, the implication is just chilling, right? The last person to come through here wasn't walking. They were being dragged. The trail leads them out into this vast, ornate subway station, a place totally forgotten by time. But it becomes very clear, very quickly, that they are not alone. And the welcoming committee, let's just say it's not friendly. The second they step into the main chamber, bolts start flying out of the darkness. 4 team members get hit. They've walked right into a calculated, hostile trap. This isn't just some abandoned space. This is defended territory. And then a figure emerges from the shadows. He calls himself Solana. He doesn't seem surprised by the traps at all. In fact, he claims this whole underground ruin is his domain. But he warns them he doesn't have exclusive control down here. And this is where we get the big reveal. Solana tells them he shares these tunnels with others, a monstrous clan known as the Nosferatu. They're the ones who set the traps, and according to him, there are a lot of them down here. Following the drag marks deeper, the team enters a massive storm drain. The air is thick, the space is just immense, and it's here, in this oppressive darkness, that the Nosferatu finally decide to show themselves. The attack starts without any warning at all. A body just drops from the ceiling, landing hard right in front of them. It's an ally, a guy named Carson, and he's completely out cold. He was sent to help, but clearly the enemy got to him first. And then it's just chaos. They're swarmed from all sides by this gallery of horrors. There's a bloated reptilian thing, a small, creepy, doll-like creature with cracked skin, and this withered, ancient crone. The fight for survival is on, for real. So the team is fighting for their lives. It's an absolute frenzy. And then, out of nowhere, something completely unexpected happens. The violent ambush comes to a sudden, bizarre halt. A deafening roar of what can only be described as supernatural animals echoes through the tunnel, seeming to come from everywhere at once. And get this, the Nosferatu attackers, these terrifying monsters, they instantly panic. They just abandon the fight and vanish into the shadows. What in the world could be powerful enough to scare them? So, in this sudden, ringing silence, the team spots him in a shallow stream of runoff water. It's Anthony. He's unconscious and, weirdly, covered in this thick, white stage makeup. But he seems completely unharmed. No wounds, no signs of a struggle. He wasn't rescued. It feels more like he was left for them. And that is the new mystery, isn't it? I mean, the mission was to find him, and they did. But that just blows open a much more complicated question. Why would someone abduct him, drag him through these horrifying tunnels, just to leave him unconscious in a stream for the team to find?
As they're carrying Anthony out, their ally Carson finally wakes up. He confirms he was ambushed by the creatures while he was looking for Anthony by himself, but that's all he knows. So, okay, that confirms just how dangerous these things are, but it tells them absolutely nothing about the motive.
So the rescue was a success. Anthony is safe. But you're left wondering about everything else. The traps, this monstrous clan, and then some other rival power that can scare them off with just a sound. This was not a simple abduction. It really feels like this rescue team just accidentally stumbled right into the middle of a secret underground war. What happens next is anybody's guess.